My inspiration actually came from a family of vets, and I've lived on a farm, so it was kind of came out of nowhere really. I used to spend a lot of time taking things apart, breaking my toys and trying to fix them again. I actually did a lot of cycling, so I try and make my own components or my own parts for my bike, so things that I could track my location or track how fast I was going on my bikes, and that really inspired me to get started in electronics and engineering. Another one of my inspirations actually was my next door neighbour. She's a young girl that suffers from cerebral palsy, and I spent a lot of time talking to her dad and working with him and trying to see what I could do to help them. And I created a product that was a really low cost blink sensor, so you could actually talk using a computer, much like Stephen Hawking does. And the moment I went to her 18th birthday, I spoke to her dad, and he was talking about the impact that engineers like myself can actually have on someone like her life. That really hit me hard. What I'd like to do going forward is to continue to make products like that, do things that can help change people's lives, especially in the medical sector, whether it's communication devices, or I've just signed on for a company that are building a new medical robot. So anything I can do to help make these products and help improve people's lives would be great. So I've done a couple of projects through my university, one of which was to create a new breath-to-speech device that's being tested by the Hospitals Trust of Leicester at the moment. Inspiring other people into electronics, the problem for me when I was younger is that I didn't really understand what I could do or where I could go with it, and then having people from an industry that have that experience coming in and talking to you really would make a difference. I think the earlier the better to begin getting an understanding, to understand how things work and get some experience. But for me, it was around the time that I had to decide on GCSEs and A-levels that the first real decisions that you make in your life, that would be the most important time for me. Where I'm hoping to go in the next few years is I've just now signed on for this company making a medical robot. So I'll be working for them for the next few years, but I actually have another project on the side which is a really low cost breath-to-speech device, really simple, just a letterboard on a screen where you can breathe and suck to blow and to select letters. Sorry, the computer does the speaking for you, and I've created that for a cost of around £40. Definitely, I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for electronics in the UK, especially you've got really exciting new companies like the Raspberry Pi, and they're creating really good educational opportunities. We've also got chip manufacturers, people like Imagination Technologies doing some really interesting work with chips. So there's definitely a growing market that's really interesting to work in and get involved with. So the things that interest me in the next couple of years are particularly machine learning, which is going to have a big role to play in self-driving cars, in artificial intelligence, for even things as simple as song suggestions in Spotify, let's say. But also, I'm also interested in how that's going to be used for things like communication devices, to create the next generation of more complex communication devices to help people. I think it's really good to have a program like this to recognise young people in electronics. It gives you an opportunity for something to strive for, and it motivates you to feel that your work's being recognised. And particularly for me, where I work on communication devices that don't have a huge market, it's great that people can know that it's out there if it's publicised through events like this. I feel very much rewarded by the work that I do. The fact that I can have an idea, I can implement it and go through to the point where someone can use it and it can actually change their lives, it has a brilliant effect on me, and it's so motivating to do even more of that work.